Hello everyone, welcome back to my Final Fantasy XIII HD walkthrough. We're on set 5, we're on the Garper Lightwood, and we're doing dual commentary with me and Brandon Goldstein again.
Yay, I'm back.
Yeah.
Thank God.
He's sick though. Smoking.
Not my fault.
Yeah, you went paintballing. You want to explain that again?
I went paintballing, and I don't know if it's the paintballing that did it, but the fact that maybe because all the foresty areas that I was in, I don't know. But I got hit everywhere.
What kind of, what good environments are for paintball? Is it anywhere, like deserts or ice?
Not anywhere. You gotta have cover in paintball. You're fucking screwed.
Yeah.
Okay. Enough about paintball.
Enough about
explain
paintball.
What you are doing at this moment.
Well, we're in the Garper Lightwood, and I'm playing as Hope, and I'm pretty much going in a straight line. But later on in the gameplay, I found like this area I'm in right now is a really good area to grind because there are like those slug creatures. If you fight, I think there were 4 of them there. You got 104 CP, and at this time in the game, I think that's a lot, and that really helps you level up a lot. So I figured, hey, why not I just keep going back and forth and getting a lot of CP, and I can fully grind up my characters, and that's exactly what I do. And it took me like an hour and 13 minutes to fully max out my characters, and in part 34, there's like 5 minutes of me fast-forwarding through all that stuff, so...
Yep.
This area... Oh, and also, I finally put on subtitles. I found out how to put the subtitles on.
Took you that long to figure that out?
Yeah, that's slow. But yeah, I recommend that you grind in this area, because it's really easy, because where I'm at right now, I mean, I could beat these enemies easily, so when I fully leveled up, it was a cakewalk.
Grinding is fun. Very fun.
I thought that grinding here was, you know, enjoyable at least, so...
Yeah, you'll be saying that in the future. You'll be like, God damn, I have to grind again.
Yeah, Chapter 11 is going to be a bastard.
Chapter 11, good times.
Good times and 15 hours. I can't believe I grind that long. I cannot believe I grinded for 15 hours, but I did it somehow.
15 hours, you weakling, I did more.
Well, maybe more, but I remember it was at least 15 hours.
15 hours is child's play.
15 hours is a long time.
It's child's play. I had a 310-hour file. I don't want to hear it, James.
Got deleted, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, well, regardless. So right now I'm just going in a straight line, and there'll be cutscenes and shit.
So why don't we talk about how to kill enemies?
Press
Search
buttons.
enemies.
Well,
Not just pressing buttons.
for some enemies, you can use Libra, which is a technique or this ability that takes up one of those gauges down below. They're one of those yellow gold gauges. I don't know what you call them, TP or something.
And there's something with Libra that most people don't know about. I'm pretty sure you know it, James, but using Libra in itself only casts on one monster.
Unless you use Libra Scope.
Libra Scope casts on all of them.
Yeah, and like for a certain boss in Chapter 9, Libra Scope is extremely useful.
Oh God, you mean
No, don't even mention the name, because...
we already said we weren't going to say the name till we got there.
And there's a cutscene coming up, by the way. Right here. I think I'm going to lower this little thing, that way I can see when the cutscenes come up.
Have you ever been here before? On duty, I mean.
No, I haven't. This area is covered by the Woodlands Observation Battalion. You scared?
Not really. I'm ready to fight if I have to.
To keep you safe. I'll want it back.
Lightning! I'm glad I followed you. By myself, I would have had no chance.
I can lower that, the voice volume over my... Though the game volume is being too louder than the voice volume, I can lower that from my settings. And right here I'm fast-forwarding through it because...
Oh, I was about to say, is this ludicrous speed?
I don't know. People want me to freak out, but I really don't want to do it anymore.
Trust me to cover
No
you.
freaking out.
And stay focused on
Unless
me.
you want to be like Dark Helmet and fly through the wall or something.
Oh yeah. Must have been Lone Star.
Baseballs reference, people. Good movie.
Good
Go watch
movie.
it.
Go watch it. Yeah, I love this area so much. I think I spent more time looking at the background on the second playthrough than my first playthrough because I'm going through this a second time, and I know it's going to happen, but I never got a chance to look at the environments that
Who
much.
here, besides me and James, is looking forward to Final Fantasy 13 too?
I'm looking forward
This, I
to
will.
it. The creators said that it's going to be more fantasy-oriented, which I'm kind of disappointed a little bit, because FF13 was all well, obviously it was fantasy, but it was hugely based around futuristic elements, and it looked really cool, and that's one of the reasons why I picked up this game in the first place.
I couldn't care less if it's more fantasy oriented. I mean, I just beat Final Fantasy 1 and 2 this morning, original.
Yeah.
For the NES.
Was it fun?
It was very fun. It's old, but very fun. But it pisses me off because there's a lot of spells in that game that are bugged and don't work.
And they probably never will fix it because it's so old.
No, they fixed most of the spells in the redone versions they released.
Yeah. So, like, how did 7 get so popular? I would think that Final Fantasy 1 would be the best.
7 was so popular because it was the first Final Fantasy to introduce 3D-ish gameplay. It also had good characters, and I don't understand why everybody's obsessed with Sephiroth. I don't like him.
Yeah. Yeah, people said that in the 13-2 trailer that purple-haired guy is quote-unquote Sephiroth, or not Sephiroth, but he looks like Sephiroth.
He's the reincarnation of Sephiroth.
Reincarnation, and Lightning is the reincarnation of Cloud, except with boobs, and yeah.
Which automatically makes her better.
Yeah. I think that's one reason why so many people, or why Final Fantasy 13 is kind of, at least good in that area, because there aren't many games out there that have main female characters as much as Lightning, because Lightning is female, obviously, and she has male traits, which is why I like her so much. She could be a guy, but she's not. It just doesn't make sense. She's brave, and she could, like, kick my ass. And just
kick Snow's ass. That's enough to say you don't get on her.
I mean, you just don't see that in a girl. I'm not trying to be sexist or anything, but I don't really see that in female video game characters. But she pulls it off pretty well, and I think that's one of the reasons why so many people liked it, because you don't really see a main female character being as assertive.
You know, to people that say this game sucks, I asked them, I said, give me a perfectly good reason why, and then they're stunned for a second, they can't think of anything.
Well, I'm pretty sure that the main reason why so many people hate this game is because it's so linear.
Who gives a shit about linearity?
I know, who cares, but there are people out there who hate. Because I think they hate it because in previous Final Fantasy games, I don't know this because I haven't played any previous Final Fantasy games.
Even if it's open world, it's still from point A to point B.
Were there a lot of games before 13 that were open world?
Final Fantasy 1 and 2 are open world, but it's so easy to get around, it feels like it's linear.
What Square Enix said, they said that the reason why they made it so quote-unquote linear was because they wanted to tell a really good story, and I guess they didn't really want to give the player too much freedom because then they would take focus off the story. And, I mean, as long as the game has a really good story, I could give a shit if it's point A to point. I mean, look at Halo, point A to point B, you know, it's a straight line, but it's still a great story nonetheless. So, I know it's a different genre, but I don't know, I was going to say Mass Effect, but that's open world.
Not really.
Well, it's big.
That's more point A to point B than any game that I know.
Yeah, but it's like point A, or you could go to point A1, point A2, point A3 before you go to the B, like side missions and stuff.
The side missions, you know, you can choose to do them, so...
How about Silent Hill, point A to point B? Good story.
Also, people who like use linearity as an excuse for a game sucking, you know, that's not a legitimate excuse.
I think that they hated 13 a lot because the previous installments were so open world that they kind of got used to it. So when that got taken away from them, they were kind of turned off by it.
Newsflash, shit changes. Get over it.
I think Final Fantasy needed to change. I mean, like I said, I never played the previous Final Fantasy games, but I think that, I mean, I honestly didn't give a shit about the series at all, and, you know, 13 came around, and I was kind of, you know, untempted or to buy it at first because I thought that, like, oh, it's Final Fantasy 13, so it's like part 13, but then I found out that no, each new title, or like each main title and like the Roman numeral,
has its own story.
Yeah, has its own story. So I'm like, oh, okay, and I picked it up and I fell in love with it, and at first the combat I didn't like at all.
That's another reason right there, James, why they changed it. for a newer generation.
Yes, because it's been proven that people who never played Final Fantasy before love this game. And people who have played Final Fantasy before either like this game or despise it to death.
Exactly.
And I really did not get into this game until Chapter 7, and holy shit, Chapter 7 is one of my favorite chapters.
Is that the one where you're in, is that the one where you're in Palom?
Yeah.
Palom. Oh.
Such a good chapter, and that's not really a spoiler because we're actually on our way to Palom, so.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the environment. I mean,
Not to mention the final area of the game looks amazing.
Every part in this game looks amazing. So I cannot believe how much work went into this game, and how is this game functioning on Xbox? I don't know how it is. And yeah, so many people on Realm bashing for playing on Xbox. Like, you have a lot of balls to upload Xbox 360 version of FF13 on YouTube. Because I believe every other...
You know what I said to that, James? I said, oh, looks like I got more balls than you did.
I think every Final Fantasy 13 video that's on YouTube is for the PS3. I don't think there's any Xbox, and if there is, there's very little.
Honestly, I don't know what people are talking about. They say, oh, Final Fantasy is a PlayStation exclusive. Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Did you go back to the days when it was on the Nintendo Entertainment
Yeah,
system?
that's exactly what I was saying, because, yeah, it used to be on Nintendo, then it went to Sony, now it's slowly going to Xbox.
It's from Final Fantasy 1 to fucking 6 was on the NES.
Yeah.
7 went on the PlayStation, and then it was on the PlayStation from then on. I don't want to hear PlayStation exclusive at all.
Yeah. Yep.
That is so not true.
So many people got so pissed off when it went on to Xbox, made me laugh. And another issue why people hate playing Final Fantasy 13 on 360 is, I guess, one of two reasons, or one of three. It's not on PS3. The graphics are slightly not as good, and you change your discs.
Okay, so 1, the disc part, it's a bunch of fat people who are being lazy.
Yep.
2, the graphics, I could not tell the difference between
There is a difference, but it's barely noticeable.
Honestly, I could care less.
Yeah. And the third one is not true because it used to be on Nintendo. So, and we're coming down to the end of this video. This actually was a really good commentary, I'm not going to lie.
Yes,
so let's keep it going, let's keep it going, let's keep it going.
A lot of talking about false facts that people...
And we still got to talk about the tactics, so we still have more stuff to talk about. So, on to the next video, part 35, or 44.